Lately, someone questioned my purpose for my following Bliss experiment. The more I pondered my answer during my walk in the mountains, the wider it grew, until I eventually found myself wondering about the purpose of life itself. And also, why do we sometimes lose our sense of purpose? Could my purpose simply be to feel good? By nature, I am an explorer and a creator. I love discovering new horizons, imagining new possibilities. I find satisfaction in moving towards something still out of reach, like progressing along a mountain trail, exploring unfamiliar ideas, or considering life from another point of view. There is something deeply enlivening in the feeling of getting closer to the unknown and to finally meet the delight of understanding. Yet no achievement has ever given me lasting satisfaction. Sooner or later, the emotion fades. The goal that once felt so important no longer feeds my interest. Am I doomed to endlessly chase the next goal? To forever repeat the cycle of pursuit, capture, and then to look for a newer, bigger, higher achievement? That endless chase seems shallow. When all the value of a project is placed on its final outcome, the essential disappears. The elation of the progression fades in the background, and the process becomes a drag or frustration. Inspiration dissipates, and I lose the spring in my steps. And the more desperately I reach for fulfillment through impressive goals, the faster I lose my motivation. To step out of that disheartening cycle, I have to come back to my true nature. As an explorer, what nourishes me is not the discovery, but the thrill of the exploration. I do not hike to reach a destination. The feelings I experience along the way are not the byproduct of the journey. They are the very reason for it. I hike because I am in love with the mountains, with the voice of the wild stream, with the ever-changing cycles of the living world, and with the knowing that there is always more beauty to notice and more mysteries to uncover. But beneath these emotions, I sense an unseen web, subtle and immense, strongly binding all things. It is the exploration of these mysterious connections that draws me onward relentlessly. Because beyond the obvious physical cooperation between the rock, the water, and the plant, I perceive life as a vast current of relationships, constantly shifting, renewing, creating. Nowhere do I feel more aware of this ineffable web than in nature. And strangely, it is when the mountains are dwarfing me with their magnitude that my sense of belonging grows strongest. The wilderness is where I feel most deeply connected to everything around me. My true purpose beyond following Bliss is to explore the links between my inner senses and the outer world. Hiking awakens my natural connections to the subtle web lying behind the physical world. To strengthen this relationship, I try and cultivate persistent emotional awareness. Not only on hikes, but in any thought and action, I choose the path that feels the most alive or meaningful. Not because I know where it leads, but because the feeling experience is where I can build a bridge of understanding between the felt and the seen. There are so many mysteries to discover. The material world is influencing my emotions, But could the opposite also be true? Are my feelings influencing it? How are the inner waves of my emotions rippling outward, affecting what I see? Anything becomes a stepping stone encouraging me to explore further. The more I walk, the more sceneries get within my reach. The more I think, the more questions there are to ponder. The more I feel, the more intense my experience, and the more I want to be aware of my perceptions. And I love every step of the process because not knowing holds the shimmering opportunity to be enchanted. And maybe being enchanted is the deepest of my purpose.